Hello and welcome to Live with Flex, episode 200. There we go, we've done 200 of these. That's quite good. I'm quite proud of that. One sec, I'm getting changed. I am not long in from work, but yes, welcome to the 200th live stream. Yeah, it is. One moment. The 200th stream, we should probably get set up. This will not be a long one. I am tired. I got delayed at work a lot longer than I reasonably would have liked, but situations happen. This will be fun. Let's get the damn table out from hibernation. I am genuinely trying to remember our last live build. If I remember correctly, I think the last one we did had to have been the ATAP, and that was a couple of. I was back in May we did that. Like, I am now realizing I do not have the damn chair. You know what? We're not going to use it. But oh yeah, you're right. That would have been the last one. I keep forgetting I bought that set. But no, I had to stop and text. That'll be why. So let me get the battle packs down. These are fun. Again, very nostalgic battle packs. I remember I had quite a few. I only have one copy of each now, but my original Lego collection, I had multiples of each of these. Let's get them down. So I've had these sitting sealed in my collection since January. The fact that I've had these for 6 months and somehow just not opened them to me is. Yeah. So, what do you guys? Well, I'm gonna go get a drink, right? But what one do you think I should build first? Should we build the Rebels or do we go for the Imperial one? Hey. So look a bit more presentable. Like I said, I've literally just got in from work maybe 10, 20 minutes ago. Well, we should build the Imperial one. I'm trying to think which one I would have built first back in there, like which one I have the more nostalgia for. This, I remember seeing these on store shelf. The speeder bike in this one's cool. One second. I keep getting text messages, so I may keep occasionally. I've not looked at it for a few days, but we'll build Imperial first. Let me just. This table is not steady, is it? Just like a wire or something making it like that. I actually, when we were laying out the Empire Strikes Back display stuff, I made spaces for these. Hey, look, that would be pretty cool. You know, doing Lego Castle in 2027 would be kind of cool. So that'll be the 20th anniversary of the 2007 Castle Wave. I'll be right back. I'm going to get. No, I'm going to get ready for bed. I'm tired. I was there late. No, I'm just getting ready to go now. Right. No, no. But yes, let's begin. So we're building the Imperial one first. If I remember correctly, I don't think I got one and the other at the same time. Right. I don't know if I'll do anything for 250, seeing as I didn't do anything for 150. I don't know if... No, I don't think so, no. We'll move the Rebel Battle Pack over the side. Let's... Oh, 16-year-old Lego set. Right, this should be fun. Come on, there we go. Like, we could come up with something. 300 will have something. Oh man, this is like a time capsule on me. And yes, I'm gonna keep these boxes while I'm trying to open them a certain way. This ooh. This is like, see, there's some Lego sets, right, that are like time capsules. For me, this is one of them. Right, let's get the parts open. Because of battle pack, I'm not gonna do that thing where I get like that I do with Lego sets where I get the big plastic box and pour all the parts in. Battle pack, you don't particularly do it, but the Rebel battle pack might be the more nostalgic out of the two, but actually the Rebel one is a real thing in Star Wars that was on Hoth. But you have to know like your Star Wars obscurities to know what I'm on about. But yes, the vehicle that you get, right, in the Rebels, that thing there is an ice cutter. That's what that is. So, yeah, technically it is a thing that you see. Let's get these minifigures built. In fact, you'll find most of the new battle packs make up their figures, but back in the old days, they would go nuts. So, first figure we're building, another snowtrooper. Nothing too special, at least not for me anyway, but that's because I've basically built an army of this era's snowtroopers. The ones from 2007 through 2012 are like my favourite ones. Let's get the second one built. Like not a lot of pieces, and this set was only $9.99. Honestly, this is probably like £25 worth now. That is a depressing thought. So that's the second one. So when I was a kid, my favourite figure in this set was the AT-AT driver. Because in my head, right, it was basically, like, I used to look at these as, like, I knew what they were. But I would look at them and think, oh, cool, that's an advanced stormtrooper. Like, that's how I saw them. I picked up the wrong torso there because I'm not very bright. Here's the thing, right? I don't army build old battle packs because of the cost associated with it, right? Because to army build the old ones, it costs a lot of money. There's your AT-AT driver from... This is before they started changing the colours of the arms and stuff. But see, when you look... I was talking about this the other day on stream. So see if you look at Clone Trooper battle packs. Clone Trooper battle packs, you can use Clone Troopers on just about any mock you want and it'll work. But... So those battle packs now are worth a fortune to go buy. But if you were to go and buy... These battle packs aren't worth a lot of money, right? Because, you know, these are only any good to you. Like, take this one, for example, right? This is only going to be any good to you if you're building Hoth. There's no other point to army building those, right? So, over time, the Clone Trooper ones from this era are more expensive because they can be used in more ways. Whereas this battle pack, we're starting on the build, by the way, doesn't have the same value for that reason. It's a shame as well because those battle packs from back then are great. What do you mean they had the worst capes back then? Snowtroopers didn't even have capes back in that. I weren't even doing that yet. But then again, it's only the commander ones are actually meant to have those. tell you, the nostalgia though, this little station you get for the Imperials. This is where it's at in terms of Lego Star Wars for me. Like, yes, there's some stuff that came after this I like, but see, 2010, it's one of the more nostalgic years for Lego Star Wars. And see, like I was talking about how the Clone Trooper battle packs from this era are now worth a lot of money, right? And I would never army build them because of what they're worth. This is different. See these Hoth battle packs from 2010. I've got the Rebel one. We're going to be building that as well on stream. You can pick these up for such decent money. Like, you can pick these up used, complete, no yellowing, nothing wrong with them for what? You can pick them up for like 15 quid. And £15 for that, I am more than happy to pay. Because I don't mind building an army of Hoth stuff. Because Empire Strikes Back is probably... I don't know. Maybe it is my favourite Star Wars movie. But, like... I've always wanted to do the big Hoth scene, so... And see, if I was to actually do a building Hoth series, I would not use modern snowtroopers or rebel troopers. See, you notice when most people build a mock, they use the most modern version of a minifigure that they can find if they're doing a big building series. I wouldn't. I would do it using stuff from 2010. I would go, because I have, apart from one, all of the Hoth sets from the 2010 wave. Because they've done quite a few of them as part, you know, the Empire Strikes Back 30th anniversary, and that's kind of crazy because now we're closer to the 50th anniversary of that movie. You know, next year being A New Hope's 50th, it's crazy. So we're out on the build. Again, the speeder in this is cool, but like, I suppose if you were an army build, like most people back in the day built one or two copies of these little stands and then didn't build anymore. See, again, if I was making a Hoth mock, I would use these as intended. Like, I'd have a whole bunch of little Imperial stations. Would it be accurate to Hoth? No. But it'd be a cool, like, way of displaying those 2010 era sets. Because those sets are just perfect to me. Oh yes, the flick fire missile page, it tells you not to flick it at other people because, you know, God forbid, we actually have fun. Captain Race Production 72, a channel that cares. Get this big missile launcher that can, you know, it can rotate and stuff, which is pretty cool. Right, and the next bit of the build is the speeder. I tell you one thing, if I'd been any later from work, I would probably postpone this till tomorrow night. But I really wanted to do this. Like, I'll admit, see, going through work today, this was the bit I was excited to do, was to come home and build all this. Because granted, it's small builds, right? I don't see this live reaching a half an hour point unless I feel need to stop and constantly monologue or show off things. But there's still, it's the nostalgia of these builds. It's... We're not going to get battle packs like this again. I think that, like, and I don't mean the price, I mean just like how decent these old ones were. Granted, I don't imagine many people, I suppose when I was a kid I didn't care, but getting an army of basically what looks like General Veers, probably is to be fair, and, you know, an 8080 driver wouldn't appeal, but, you know, hey, if you're building an Imperial army, it's handy to have a few. A lot of people have that opinion because, you know, you get, for me, like, locations wise, it's probably my favorite. I got, like, you know, Cloud City, Dagobah, Hoth. I mean, that's where it's at. Right, just gonna continue building the front end of the speeder. And, you know, we got a couple of Hoth sets in 2011 as well. In fact, 2009, 10, and 11, we all got Hoth sets. I have most, if not all, the sets from then that are Hoth, and they make a really interesting display. And I wonder how on purpose that was when LEGO were doing it. Right, got to do the little speeder bike controls. But no, don't be surprised if I go out and buy. I wouldn't buy. I don't know if I'd buy any more copies of these sealed. They would just happen. Like, these are about what, 25 each sealed. The 2010 AT-AT is a really cool set. I had one and sold it at the start of last year because the one I'd bought was not in great condition and it had started to have parts on it crack. So I sold it for cheap and said to myself, I'll just buy another one that was a bit better condition because I'd bought that when I was on quite a bit less money. Oh yeah, those sets with the cannons and targets. I forgot those. I think there's some interesting, but I think they're forgettable sets because I don't see the action battle sets. You don't see people talking about those often. Right. Just these bits here. I will have to stop and answer some text messages. I'm not going to end the stream, but if it cuts out. But yeah, 2010, right, is one of the more nostalgic years for me in the LEGO community. That 2010 and 2012 are two of the years that always stick out for me. Like, there are some sets from 2008-9 that I liked back then that I wouldn't buy now, but 2010 for 12, perfect. And there's a speeder bike you get for one of these snow troopers. It's a pretty cool set, this. And obviously, like, you know, it's not accurate to what some of these guys are doing on Hoth. I mean, those little command stations probably did exist. I am not actually entirely sure. Again, like, I feel like LEGO probably based some of that on something. Because I, like yourself, for many years thought that the Rebel build was based off of, you know, just LEGO being imaginative. Not real build. Snowtrooper on there. I'm going to put the minifigures on because that's how it will be displayed on my shelf. Honestly, I love this little build. I had quite a few of these on my shelf back in the day. This battle pack to me is like one of the most perfect builds you can get. And the fact that was a £10 set back in the day made me happy. Oh, let's look at the back. Let's look at the back. We got to look at them ads. These are pretty cool one. Right. ...2010 sets. What ones do I have? Any of these? I have the Freako speeders. Back. ...2019. The 20th anniversary stuff. Wow. I did like a lot of that. Let's crack open the Rebel one. As a kid, I do remember building this one first. The Rebel one is nostalgic. Plus, see, LEGO have redesigned that Hoth Rebel Trooper a bunch of times, but this one was always my favourite. The head is stuck in. I wonder how many years I spent in there. So this set, I think, was available for 2 years. In fact, if I look on the bottoms, right, it will actually say what year my copy was manufactured. 2010 for that, and these came from the same seller, so I'm guessing 2010 again. Again, I will keep both these boxes just because 2010 had badass boxes. Let's get this little bag here open. The Kashyyyk sets were good. Like 2019, for me, right, the golden era of LEGO Star Wars ended after 2014. There's the occasional year that was good, like 2019, but there's not many years afterwards where I got excited about LEGO Star Wars, and it's been many years since It's been a long time since I've looked through a catalogue or an online thing and saw all the upcoming sets and been excited about it. I wish that LEGO would make stuff that makes me that happy again, but I don't think they're going to. Building this is the nostalgia flashbacks from this. Oh, they are strong. But it's this design of Rebel Trooper, the 2010 variant. 2016 is alright. It's not one of my favorite years. 2017, I loved the 2017 sets. I just thought that year was brilliant. Granted, right, I had some and I did sell them at one point to make. See, when I started working and earning money, I sold a lot of sets I had at the time to make space for the ones I had started buying since I then had money. And quite a few of the 2017 sets, I'll admit, went. I like those sets. I like the 2017 sets, but I don't like them. I don't like them as much as I would something from 2012, which for me, like that year specifically, one of my favorite years for LEGO Star Wars. Or LEGO in general. I own a lot of the 2012 sets. That's the second Rebel Trooper built. It is something nice about opening new old LEGO stock. Let's put those up. If you're just joining, we've been building these old school battle packs from 2010. Like, for example, 2012, one of my favourite sets from that year is the UCS B-Wing that you can see behind me. It had a really bad movie, but outside of the bad movie that we got that year, there was so many cool sets that came out that year. Here's the thing, like, I don't hate 2017 as much as some people do, but like, it's not my favorite year, but 2017 just has a nice set selection. We got a lot of Rogue One sets that year because I do quite like Rogue One. And as I was saying in yesterday's live stream, eventually I'm going to run out. I only seem to buy mostly retired sets, 2013 or back. Eventually, I'm going to run out of sets, and there'll be ones I eventually just don't want to pay for because the prices will get to that point. And I'm going to start looking at other areas to collect in. 2017 is a year that I would look at. The minifigures in this are brilliant. Right, the build will be where the main nostalgia is at. Because I have not built one of these battle packs since probably 2012, because I remember getting a whole bunch of them on clearance when the set was on its way out. And I remember getting these like $3.99 each. Sainsbury's, I think it was. Again, this is 14 years ago. It's like January 2012. And I picked up loads of them, and 9-year-old me was very happy with the little Hoth Rebel and Imperial Army I amassed. And I got 4 of each. That was not including the 2 of each that I already picked up back in 2010 and a little bit in 2011. So this is one of those battle packs as a kid I had the most of. And I'm dropping a piece. That's not smart. But I bet the nostalgia will come rushing back from holding this one's complete build. The Rebel one was always the one I had more nostalgia for. Right. That's where we're at on that. But like I said, when I do a building series again, because I've not done one for 6 years, I would like to do Hoth or Jabba's Palace. If I do Hoth, I'm probably going to be picking a whole bunch of these up to use. Oh yeah, these had flick fires. See, 2013 had a few good ones as well, but my favorite year for Hoth stuff is still going to be 2010. But again, like, nostalgia plays a major role in why. I remember getting a lot of the sets that year for my birthday and building them. The Hoth Wampa Cave. for that live stream isn't available on here because it was a TikTok stream, but a lot of people kept commenting like how happy I was visibly building that set. Like I cannot describe the nostalgic and fun feeling of build. Also, it's crazy to talk about a Lego set like that, but there's some sets for some people, and there's one of mine, that the nostalgia of building it the first time alone, and when you feel that many years later building a set, it's a thing. Right. 2010, I was 7 years old. And that is crazy to me. Like, I am 23. It's crazy to me how long ago that was. Like, 2010 still feels recent. But you know what's crazy? When you open TikTok and you start seeing stuff from 2010 being called retro, or those people who intentionally buy weird and retro things, right? I had that one Hoff set, yeah, for the 10th anniversary. I do have that one. Like 2010, right? Do you know what makes you feel old? When you go on TikTok and you see people buying like tech or clothing from that era because they, it makes them, to them, it looks cool. Personally, I wouldn't go for a phone from that at that time. Like, I don't know, like, personally, I'll admit, technology, phone-wise, I do like where that's went. Gaming-wise, however, 2010, Xbox 360, PS3, and the Wii were the main consoles of that era. I think I choose those every day of the week. Well, you guys have seen my gaming collection, so you'll know what I'm on about. That is the crazy bit. People comment on these videos and what years, like roughly when they were born, is nuts. I had someone comment on a stream the other day, and they weren't even alive when this channel was created in June 2015. That was nuts. I don't remember the top of this being so well tiled off, or did I just build mine wrong, or just do something else different back in the day? That, I am now wondering that. I remember this confused me. These going in here, I thought they went like that. I remember having to get my stepdad to help me with those bits. The fun of being on one of my live streams, you get random nostalgic things about people. And I made a mistake on the set. Oopsie. You're one of those people who predates the channel. So I don't feel as old, but it's when people come on these streams and go, by the way, I was born in 2019 and stuff like that. That's crazy. Because to me, 2019 is very recent, but it also somehow isn't. Oh. Like, so you need to put this in the instruction manuals of sets. Man, see the art, and these are just, and this isn't like the basic battle pack instructions. They used to be different, man. Some cool sets there. I own most of these sets. I have the Echo Base, I have the Y-Wing, and I have the Battle of Endor. But it took me many months to get round to building them. Well, it took me 6 months to actually go ahead and build these. I am shocked that these stayed sealed in my collection for that amount of time. Those boxes will just go back where they were. But I mean, this is a cool set. It's one of my favorite sets, and it always will. Like, yeah, here's the thing. Things like Superstar Destroyers and UCS Falcons that I couldn't afford back in the day are cool. But, builds like this just have an aura about them to me, just because this is like, that's what I grew up with Lego Star Wars, is things like this. So, the Hoth build. Got the Hoth one there. Scout Speeder there. It was 2022 that one started, when they just started, it was just a render without the art. That's roughly when that whole nonsense started. Yeah, I like this little display I've come up. It's like a little nod to the 2010. 2010, by the way, is a year that I bring up frequently as being one of my favorites because there's some cool stuff. Of course, you got the battle packs we built in today's stream from 2010. You got the Hoth Wampa Cave that came out that year. There's the Luke's Land Speeder from that year. There is Palpatine's Shuttle from 2010. I suppose that's the only 2010 sets on this shelf. You know, we've got Grievous Starfighter came out that year. What else have I got? We got the Clone Turbo Tank that came out that year. Like 2010 has some cool sets to it. It's one of the more. It's one of those years that people seem to be passing on. I have no idea why. It's probably more that I have from that year. I just can't think of. But pretty cool little battle packs. 2026 is one of the worst. Yeah. I'm curious, right? I'm no longer in that positivity camp with Lego. I want to know how they can make it even worse. In fact, I dare them. Yes, on some small level, I am daring them to do worse than they already have, and I want to know how possible that is. Because I'm done with a positive attitude towards Lego going, oh, they'll realise and make something better. No, they won't. Could you imagine I say all this and then suddenly 2027, oh, by the way, this is the best year we've ever had. Look at all this stuff. Like, that would be funny. Let's get this table put away. But yeah, happy 200th live. I've been filming a video for the second channel directly immediately after this, but I'm just fixing something over here, but yeah, it looks good. Those battle packs, again, I would buy more of them. As far as my Star Wars collecting goes next year, so we're talking about that, battle packs might be something I finally start collecting more of, because I do have quite a few of them. In fact, do I have any other battle packs on my display? I don't think I do, actually. Alright, apparently I actually do not have any other battle packs on my display. Then again, I do not own that many of the retro ones. I'm not surprised. Because it might potentially mean they're going to redesign the minifigures that have been so problematic. But I hope you guys enjoyed what we have done for 200. I certainly did. This looks pretty damn cool. But I will see you guys later on.